Hi, my name is Abhishek and I'm a legal intern at Lexis and Company. So today's my topic is one state solution, the way forward in Palestine. As we all know, the Palestine and Israel were on conflict, and Hamas organization, which controls the Gaza Strip, launched thousands of unguided rockets on Israeli territories, and Israel defended itself by its very own air defense system. And in retaliation, the Israel launched its airstrike on Hamas, which results in very huge amount of collateral damage. So, and in Jerusalem, the Israeli police clashed. There has been a clash between Israeli police and Palestinians. So let us talk what is this issue. So for more than 50 years, attempting to bring peace to historical Palestine have adhered to the two-state solution as the only way forward. But here is why the whole premise of the two-state solution is wrong, providing Israel the immunity to continue its ethnic cleansing. What was the similar offer made earlier? So the idea of partitioning Palestine is not new. It was already offered by the new British occupiers of Palestine in 1937. The Zionist movement was hardly 50 years old then. The Zionist goal was to turn the historical Palestine into Jewish state. To this, a chunk of the Palestinian homeland was proposed as a future state. So back then, this was similar to an offer as decolonizing India by partitioning it between British India and local India. No country would have ever consented to such a post-colonial arrangement, and it was naturally rejected by the Palestinians. So let us talk about what is the catastrophic event that followed the proposal. An international community back in 1940s insisted that the Palestinians should give half of their homeland to settlers movement of Zionism. But Palestinians kept reiterating that the settlers movement of Zionism would not be content with just half of the country. Coming true is in less than a year, under the guise of UN support, the new Jewish state took over nearly 80% of historical Palestine. They ethically cleansed almost a million Palestinians, and they demolished half of Palestinians' village and most of its town in 9 months in 1948. This was an event known by the Palestinians as the Nakba, the catastrophe. So let us talk about what happened following Israel occupation. In 1967, the Israel occupied the rest of historical Palestine. In the process, they expelled another 3 lakh Palestinians. It was impossible after 1948 to repeat a massive ethnic cleansing. So it was substituted by incremental ethnic cleansing. The last stage in this process was of the root causes that ignited the cycle of recent violence. It is to do with the proposed eviction of Palestinians from Sheikh Jarrah, an East Jerusalem neighborhood. The eviction is part of an overall attempt to Judaize East Jerusalem, imposing military rule in the West Bank and the Gaza Strip after they were occupied was another means. This enclaved the people there without basic human and civil rights. A version of an apartheid regime was imposed on the Palestinian minority in Israel. Also, there was constant refusal to allow the 1948 refugee to return. This completed the matrix of power that allowed Israel to retain the land. So let us talk about what is the two-state solution proposed now. The two-state solution proposes establishing two states for two peoples, Israel for the Jewish people and the Palestine for the Palestinian people. The solution was offered for the first time by liberal Zionists and the United States in the 1980s. It was seen by some Palestinians as a way to end the occupation of the West Bank and help the partial fulfillment of Palestinians' right for the self-determination and independence. This was the way this was why the Palestine Liberation Organization was willing to give it a go in 1993 by signing the Oslo Accords. But the Palestinians' position has no impact in the current balance of power. Israel's interpretation is what matters more now, and no global power should challenge its interpretation. So now let us talk about what is Israel's idea of a two-state solution. The two-state solution is another means of having territories of West Bank and Gaza Strip without incorporating most of the people living there. In order to ensure it, Israel partitioned the West Bank, which this happened in the second phase of the Oslo Accords, known as the Oslo Second Agreement 1995. The Palestinians were forced to accept it under American and Egyptian pressure. One area called Area C consists of 60% of the West Bank was directly ruled from the 1995 until today by Israel. After 2009, under Benjamin Netanyahu, the Israel is in the process of officially annexing this area while ethically cleansing the Palestinian living on it. And the remaining 40% of the West Bank area, A and B, and under Oslo II, were put under the Palestinian Authority. The authority optimistically calls itself the State of Palestine, but in essence it has no power whatsoever except that given to it and withdrawn from it by Israel. So let us talk about what was the Bantunization attempt. The white-dominated government of South Africa classified the country's black Africans as Bantu, and the Bantustan was a territory that the National Party administration of South Africa set aside for black inhabitants of South Africa and Southwest Africa as a part of its policy of apartheid. Similar to creating Bantustan in the Israel, the Gaza Strip was divided too. Israel hoped that another Bantustan like the one in areas A and B would be established there under the Palestinian Authority's rule and under the same condition. But the people of Gaza opted to support a new player, Hamas, and its ally, the Islamic Jihad, which resisted this offer. Israel responded by imposing a callous siege and blockade on the Gaza Strip. To complete the partition of the West Bank, its Bantunization, and the siege of Gaza, Israel passed a citizens' law in 2018. Known as the nationality law, it made Palestine citizen in essence to the African or new Israel Jewish apartheid state. So why is the two-state solution flawed? The two-state solution is essentially based on the assumption of parity, approaching the conflict as one fought between two national movements. But this is not the real case. It is instead of settler colonial reality which began in the late 19th century and continues until today. Motivated by the elimination of natives, it thus essentially involves the genocide, ethnic cleansing and operation etc. The presence of more than 6 lakh Jewish settlers with a very high rate of natural growth means that Israel will never consider moving them out. And without that, even a soft version of a two-state solution is impossible. In all, the two-state solution is not going to stop the ethnic cleansing, and instead it provides Israel international immunity to continue it. So let us talk about what is the best way forward then. The only alternative is to decolonize the historical Palestine and build a new state, a state for all citizens all over the country. This should move forward with dismantlement of colonist institution, fair redistribution of the country's natural resources, and compensation of the victims of the ethnic cleansing and allowing their repatriation. And the settlers and natives should together build a new state that is democratic part of the Arab world and not against it. So that's it. Thank you.